No Sarikanian Desert, but Velen and the Northern Kingdoms for The Witcher 3 DLC in 2026. Stay tuned for that. What's up guys, I'm Franky Boy on this channel covering everything regarding The Witcher 3. And yes, it's my favorite game and I'm super excited about the leaked DLC that will release this May. And this still seems to be true, but we have some changes in the location. We had the journalists leaking the existence of the DLC and the potential release this May 2026. We already had some investor guys stating how much this will earn and where the DLC might lead CDPR financially, and that it will also then ignite the spark for The Witcher 4 marketing. And now we also had the leak stating yes, this will take us to Sarikanian deserts and have Cirilla undergo the full Witcher process and make her a real Witcher. And now we have yet another leak stating now the Sarikania thing was wrong, but it will take us somewhere well known. And the leak is stating the following. And by the way, this is also from a Polish gaming industry insider, and he suggested the DLC might be near Velen as well as the Northern Kingdoms. And this of course might be a thing, and yeah, there's plenty of reasons for it. Reason number one is money. CDPR of course does not want to redo a new or do a new region and invent it from scratch, have all the new assets created for an 11-year-old game. But they could then better reuse the assets they have for their existing regions, maybe craft something new around these regions, and or reuse the regions they already created. I came up with this idea, so this is not leaked. We will play Cirilla 5 or 10 years later and have her on the same path as Geralt was. We will walk the same roads, we will see the same trees, or maybe not the same, but similar trees, maybe in another time of the year, maybe it's winter season or so, but it would be amazing to actually have Cirilla and then 5 years later walk the same path with different NPCs, some well-known NPCs as well. So this could be like a nostalgia trip. We then mix it up with a recreation of Vizima or so and have some new content with the old stuff, assets reused. I can totally see that happening. Maybe a jump in time that would be possible in my opinion, and maybe have her like undergo the full Witcher process, the trial of grasses with like a cutscene. That would be possible. We know this DLC is set to bridge the gap between Witcher 3 and 4, so it wants to tell a story on how Cirilla maybe becomes a Witcher, or lead us towards the finish of how Ciri becomes a Witcher. And this might of course also be like connected to the intro of Witcher 4, where she would then becomes a Witcher and we would then like go the first steps with her as a Witcher. Would be possible as well, and also leave up some more room for character progression. At this point we don't know. But from a financial perspective, it is super logical to just reuse the assets you already created, reuse that next-gen update with the areas you have, with assets you have, and then tell a new story. I think that makes sense. So at this point, this leak suggests it might be Velen, it might be the Northern Kingdoms, but again, this is neither confirmed nor denied by CDPR, of course. An interesting part in that puzzle is that, of course, this is developed by Fool's Theory. And Fool's Theory is actually already announced and officially working on the Witcher 1 remake. Now, differentiating a remake from a remaster is easy, like a remaster is more like 4K 60 FPS next-gen thingy, where you might have a small feature improved or maybe some balancing tweaks, while a remake is something totally else. It stays true to the original, but it redoes everything. It maybe overhauls the whole combat system, progression system, etc., while using the form of landscape and the story from the original that could be like a interpretation of a remake. And they are working on it, and using Vizima from that remake for a DLC for The Witcher 3 could be interesting as well, like recreating some assets from The Witcher 1 in nice Witcher 3 aesthetics and then using it for the remake as well. But to be honest, I think it's a little bit difficult because the remake might be happening in some form of engine changes. It's always possible, and we know CDPR, they switched to Unreal Engine 5 with Witcher 4. So yeah, you have to of course take this with a grain of salt, and cross-engine stuff is sometimes ridiculously tedious. It's not like you copy-paste a map and everything works. It's not like that for switching the engine. While of course you can export 3D objects, that's possible, it's not always as easy as it might sound. Oh, and by the way, today I am playing Crimson Desert in Amsterdam. If you have any questions for me, feel free to shoot them, because I think that game might be of interest to you if you like The Witcher 3, and they invited me to play it and check it out. Yeah, of course it's no RPG such as The Witcher, but I'm extremely excited and thankful for Perlibus letting me check it out early in Amsterdam, and since I'm from Germany, it's just a small drive for me, a short drive. And I'd like to also compare The Witcher 3 with Crimson Desert, because I think the game looks similar in some parts, especially when it comes to fights. So combat really looks similar in some parts of Crimson Desert compared to The Witcher 3, where you farm the Archak Palace or so. I'm curious about your thoughts. But back to topic. To be honest with you, I would like any form of content for The Witcher 3 in this year, because I am craving for such content pieces, official content pieces, since 2017. Since then I've been looking and craving for new stuff officially be released from CDPR, and I only got Cyberpunk, and I was kind of disappointed with it, and really wanted more Geralt, more monsters, more slaying, more epic fights, more potions, and getting something for The Witcher 3 is truly amazing for me. Now, did you guys notice that the next update that CDPR promised is not out yet? They of course postponed it, and I think they postponed it maybe until the release of the new DLC. What did they announce? They announced like an update for consoles to be moddable. So you could use mods on your console, but not like the Nexus mods that I'm showing you here, but more CDPR approved mods on a service that you can connect and then use, of course, cross-platform as well, which is amazing in my opinion. Having cross-platform mods will enable you to not only cross-save your, of course, gameplay, but also to use cross-platform mods to not crash your games. Imagine a world where you have the 9000 inventory mod on PC. Now you open that file on PlayStation and you're just slowed to death. That's not too great. And I think the modding community for The Witcher 3 is really amazing. I mean, just look at this, how much love and detail. Progressive horse gear, someone just changed the horse equipment. Like small tiny details that most people won't even notice. Or a visual overhaul for the whole cat school gear. As well as new quest lines. Yeah, we have the Dawn over Kovir quest line that was created and someone like translated it to Portuguese. I think this modding community for The Witcher is one of the best ones in the world, of course, and I think that the console players should profit from it as fast as even possible. And I am super thankful to be playing on PC for having the opportunity to mod. Anyways, I'm super curious about your thoughts of the new leaks. Do you think like Ciri Desert would be more amazing, or would you rather prefer Northern Kingdom, Velen, and having Ciri on the already known paths? Let me know that in the comments. And also check out my last The Witcher video over here, or this one that might be of interest to you. Thank you so much for tuning in and sticking to the channel. Thank you for letting me know your thoughts. Goodbye guys, see you in the next one.